Hello and welcome to the Nerd Age Podcast. This is a show where we talk about things that are nerdy. My name is Jonah. I'm here with Corey and Josh.
What's up?
Hey, this episode we are going to be discussing Secret Level. We're going to kind of do our own Nerd Age tier list of every single episode and kind of see where it goes. I'm going to pass it over to Corey. He's going to kind of lead this. So yeah, Corey, take it away. Let's do this.
So I guess my first question is, we need to kind of define what is an S tier. You know, what would qualify as an S tier? Is it S tier? I would recommend to anyone. I would rewatch it. Life changing. Like what's the definition of a S tier? You know what I mean? Like what is an S tier?
S tier is, for me, S tier would be like, there's nothing that you would think that would make it better.
Okay. So
like it's just like, that was, if I'm watching an episode, I'm like, hey, that was perfect. I've got no complaints.
Okay. So I say...
So flawless.
Okay. That's going to be tough. But okay, sounds good. So we'll have S being like near perfect or perfect.
Mm-hmm.
A, would recommend to someone? Would watch again? Is an A watch again? It has to be a watch again.
Sure, yeah,
At least you'd watch it again.
Or want to see more of. Because they've already announced that they're doing a season 2.
Okay.
So if you see like, oh, maybe they could continue this, I'd like to see another episode, a lot, maybe even following the same characters or in that same world.
Okay. So would watch again, wants to watch it.
Yes.
So we want more of it. B, what are we going to call B? Just like above average.
Above average, cool.
Like it was cool, it was entertaining, but probably wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
C is just like mid, literally mid, and then F would be just bad. Regret watching it. Because F is the lowest, right? So
right. I don't know if there's anyone that I regret watching.
Okay.
But there are some that there are some there that I was like, it didn't do anything for me.
Poorly executed. Okay. Well,
it doesn't do anything for you.
Okay. Does nothing for you. Okay. Sounds good.
Does nothing for you.
Perfect. All right, cool. Well, let's start from the top. Let's just go in episode order. And so we've got Dungeons and Dragons, the first episode, which we talked about in our chat a little bit, and I think in general we did like a lot. And after watching the whole set of episodes, the ranking for Dungeons and Dragons episode went up a lot for me because I'm comparing it to all of them, right? And so mine's near the top ish. I don't know about you guys.
See, I'm not gonna lie. I think I might have already said it. I don't know if I have any Fs.
Okay, that's fine.
Be honest.
That's fine. That's fine.
But we're gonna negotiate doing this
because you why one of them is
because the thing is here, it's gonna be we're all gonna have different lists, but we have to come into an agreement.
Actually, I got an F. Okay.
We have to come into agreement on it. At least two of us to force it into something. So, for me, Dungeons and Dragons. You guys play Dungeons and Dragons, so I think you guys probably have more. In most of these cases, for me, besides a few games that I've played, I'm clueless as far as like, oh, is that an Easter egg and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this one is one of those that I think is probably higher for you guys. I liked how good it looked. I thought the animation was beautiful. I thought the world building was cool. Like when they go over the bridge and it's the sword, like that whole world looked cool.
When I saw that bridge, I was, that's a cool bridge. And then I saw him holding it and I was like, that's a sick bridge.
And then even the aspect of, I liked in a short amount of time, they did a good job of character building with the, I don't know what she was, but the one that used the spell.
The paladin.
That was like,
the mage.
No, she's like, we need a warlock or we need
a cleric.
We need a cleric, right? And she was like against them saving this guy. And then
she was either a mage or a wizard of some sort.
Yeah, that little like character arc of then him being we've got a cleric now at the end. I thought was really good. I'd put it in the A for me.
The thing is, like with the flashbacks and like the inner monologue and like the crazy issues that the main character had, it reminded me like Diablo 2, man.
Yeah.
It was like the same kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like similar vibes, being tormented and having this like crazy thing like tormenting him. And I was like, oh, I really thought that was interesting.
I also thought it was really cool when you know, he gets saved, whatever, and then he's like, it's so strong. The dragon starts like coughing and being like, it's a strong one.
I knew it, yeah.
And then it was like, how did you resist this whole, you know, this long, and just shows you how powerful that the cleric is. That was sick. The whole transformation, the animation of that, where it becomes like the evil dragon with the 3, you know, that looked sick.
Was crazy. It was like corrupted, and then like kind of like a dead corpse, like a decayed corpse, and then it burst out of it. Because I thought this golden dragon was going to be Bahamut, but it was like a lesser chromatic dragon, chromatic dragon. So that was interesting to me. It was, I can't remember the name of it, but
something with an O.
It was cool. I was like, wow, they're like going big. Like Tiamat is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, bad guy gods.
Yeah.
That dragon was the big bad guy of Bree's campaign that we played in D&D, and so very, very cool bad guy. But I don't know. For me, I want to see more of it, and so I would push to maybe S based on how we defined it. I'm not saying it's perfect, because I think that there was a little bit of gaps on kind of like, well, you're just kind of thrown into it. And we had 20 minutes with this one or something like that? 22?
17, I think.
17?
Like that. I think 17 was the longest one.
Yeah,
was usually
just
17.
Like, with knowing that and how they kind of like threw you into it, and the fact that, I mean, me personally, like I was very engaged in that story, and I thought it was really cool with these no name, no backstory. We're not going to get Mega Man that we already know and love. We didn't get to do that. These are just some generic adventurers. And I was like, that's pretty sick that I actually cared about them. So I don't know. I pushed to S.
I would push it to S also.
I knew it.
I mean, what was
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I
I
originally had it as an S, but then I put it at an A because I've got multiple that are S's, and I was like, I can't keep putting S's.
This guy.
Okay.
So that's my thing.
Okay, so are you willing?
I can put it at S. Yes, if there's 2 S's, we're putting it an S.
Okay.
Like I said, from the beginning, I assume you guys are going to have more of a an affinity to certain things,
connection to it. But I am trying to think of what was really like. Was there anything glaring?
Right.
Yeah, I think for me, there wasn't anything that I was like, oh, that could have been better. Like, they threw you into it. The action was really cool.
The CGI
like you
was
said,
good.
They built, like, in a short amount of time, each person had, like, a character moment. And, like, at the end, I was like, oh, I actually care about, like, when that last shot of them together, you're like, hey, we got the party together.
They're
you know
like,
what I mean?
They're going to fight Tiamat.
Like, that was sick.
Hopefully they're level, like, 13 plus, at least maybe the 17. That'd be good. All right, the next one. So we're putting that at S. Big start. The next one is Sifu. It Takes a Life is what it's called. What did you guys think about this one? I thought it was a pretty interesting take. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't played.
Very creative.
I haven't played this game, but watching it and watching the story unfold, I was like, I kind of want to play this game now. You know what I mean?
Every life, yeah.
And I same thing. I feel the same way as the D&D one. Like, in a short amount of time, you establish.
That was even shorter, right?
Yeah, it was shorter than and it was like, I guess you could say not a lot happened. You know what I mean? He just went through and fought.
Yeah.
But it was like, I feel like it was still.
He went through a level, basically.
Yeah.
He went through a campaign, like a mission, like a story.
But even in that short amount of time, like, the animation was really good. Different than what. Yeah. Completely different from the D&D.
It might have been my favorite one as far as animation goes, because
animation style.
Yes, because a lot of the other ones were very similar.
Yeah, CGI.
This one was like different. That was like, oh, that's unique.
Mm-hmm. They mixed in a lot of like cool, like different styles.
The fighting was really cool. Yeah. I thought even just in a short amount of time, the story they told, I liked it. There's a shot in there.
The little shopkeeper, the restaurant.
At the end, where he's sitting there and he's eating, and then he turns into the kid, right? And it's just really quick, and it does a really good job of showing you kind of like the story. The one thing I would put this as a negative is that I feel like it could have been longer. And I feel like when he got to the main bad guy, it just cuts out and you don't see the fight. I kind of wish they would have gone like, give me 3-4 minutes of that fight would have enhanced it. I know they were just like, well, what else do you do? Because you already showed him beating up a ton of guys. But I'm like, you got to the boss. Like it felt like it was we're getting the payoff, and then we didn't get it. Because of that, I'd put it at an A for me. That's what makes it for me.
Yeah. I think that there have been some other shorts that I've seen that do a little bit more with emotion and character development. I know we're talking about 17 minutes less.
This was like 12 or something.
I think 2 more minutes and maybe have a little bit more of the pre. I mean, they did some good stuff with his like when he was a kid and stuff like that, but
it was quick.
I don't know. It was really brief, obviously, but like I just wanted a little bit more. I wasn't as invested in this one as some of the other ones. I thought it was all really cool. But I wouldn't say it's S. So I'd be between B and A right now. I could be convinced on a B.
I think it's an A for me.
Okay, then we'll move it up.
And I think the reason, if we talk about A, like wanting to see more, I would like, if in season 2, I'd like to see another episode with more of this story.
That's also my problem. Is like, okay, well, didn't he got all the way to the old?
There's always got to be more people,
and then he'll reset. And yeah. Okay, so Sifu A.
And and what I thought was cool is
it was a cool concept.
Yes.
The art was awesome.
Yeah.
The animation was great.
And another
Music
thing,
was good.
they do something.
Characters were good too.
They do something unique there, where you see him go to that realm where he's like dead, and then he's like training. Like that was, I thought, really cool how they did that, where he like falls in,
right,
and then he comes back. I just thought there was some really unique things that this one was very unique compared to the rest of the one we got. This one was kind of probably stands on its own as kind of the artwork and just kind of the way it was executed.
Yeah, I think the art, the music, animation, very top.
Yeah.
S tier. But I think it falls short on a little bit of the storytelling and a little bit of the emotional engagement for me. So I think A is a comfortable spot.
All right, well, good.
Okay, the next one. This is the one Jonah was talking about in chat. This was New World, and he was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I love this one. Like, I seriously, this might be my favorite one. I'm not even joking.
No, dude, I'm on the same boat.
No,
this might be my favorite one. Yeah, dude.
Really?
No, yeah.
I'll give it to them. It's true. In this world, you are an immortal. Because of the Eternium, the area, it's like this secret island that pirates sometimes will find. And so it was lore accurate and it was funny.
Yeah.
To most people.
And there was a little nice emotional at the end.
Dude. That was good stuff. That was good.
The CGI was really good. But here's the problem. It was kind of annoying.
I loved it.
It was annoying. Because it just was the same thing over and over and over.
That's kind of the point.
And then it's like, oh, I'm going to go to this like dark, I don't know, dungeon thing, and the dark witch is, I'm going to get this sick armor.
Well, I like how
he literally falls apart. Like he's so weak. Like what, he got boosted and he didn't like actually level up. He just got handed.
That's me though.
My favorite.
That's me though.
I think my favorite.
Like
part
if I was
about
playing that game,
was that he was grinding, dude. He was like, I gotta grind for gear, dude.
Well, in that game. This is why the show is good in my opinion, because it was very accurate to the game. It's a very PvP oriented game, and if you're a really good player, you can outclass anyone, kind of a thing. So that's what that king was. You know, he's getting sick of dueling this guy over and over.
And I love how he also just like gets the crown and runs off, and then he opens a chest that's just full of crowns.
That's pretty funny. So it was funny, good CGI.
Just the Arnold voice was hilarious too, though.
What was his name again?
I can't remember.
Not Oswald. What was his name?
The other guy was, I can't remember what his.
But he always spoke in third person.
Savala.
It was funny. It was funny. I liked it. There's no way I'm putting that ass.
I'm okay with an A.
I think A is.
I'm okay with an A because here, if
I'm gonna walk out.
If we're talking,
this is an S.
If we're talking,
what is an S? You want more of this?
Well, so okay.
Yeah.
Well, if that's the criteria,
that is the criteria.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess so.
But here's the thing: I'm not saying we have to see the same characters, but I'm like, I thought the world was unique and different enough. Like I thought,
it was small though. Like we saw the same scenes over and over and over.
Right, but that doesn't mean we have to. Like, if there were to be a season 2 and they do another,
an episode.
Well, they're doing season 2 of of this.
Level.
If in season 2 they're like, oh, okay, we're gonna do another aspect of this game, another short. I would be interested
like
because I thought it was clever.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny. It was written well, and to me, it's like I would be interested in seeing more in that world.
But it's a bit, and bits only work once.
We don't have to do the same bit though.
I know, but it's not going to be as good. That's just
how do you know? Maybe they go like, hey, maybe let's just go emotional. Let's go like not funny, but let's go emotional.
I'll give it an A. I'm
okay with an A. I'm okay with an A.
I think A is fine.
Yeah.
I think based on the fact that I
rewatch this episode? Absolutely. I've already watched it 3 times.
You did,
yeah. I think standalone, it might be my favorite episode, just because I think it combines everything really well.
Well, it thrives in this kind of format.
Yeah.
You know, super short, quick. It reminds me of kind of like SNL skit. You know what I mean?
A little bit,
kind of format.
Yeah.
Or like back in the day when there's like Human Giant and those little skit shows.
Yeah.
It was like a skit show, but in CGI.
Yeah.
It was very funny. Awesome. Okay. Next one. Unreal Tournament. This is the robot one. What did you guys think about this one? Did you guys ever play Unreal Tournament, by the way? It was a PC game. Joe Rogan loves Unreal Tournament. He got too addicted to it. That's why he can't play it. Little known fact for you guys.
Dungeons and Dragons.
So what do you guys think?
I don't have a personal connection to Unreal Tournament.
So we don't have that.
I feel like maybe I saw someone play it on, maybe Joel played it on the PC or something like that. But we didn't play it growing up.
It had a very floaty game style.
Yeah.
You have rockets and it was
but
cool.
I think visually, like all these look great, right?
Oh
like, all these look amazing.
Yeah, the models were sick. The lighting was awesome.
I thought the story was cool, like to kind of tell the story. I feel like it was a little like, I feel like I'd seen some of it before, like Robot Uprising,
100%.
But I think overall, I think they did a good job of like giving a robot character like some personality. You know what I mean? And like kind of showing through the
sprinkle,
like helping out. Oh, he's helping out the other guys. You know, he's learning and stuff like that. But I don't think it was like groundbreaking or anything like that. Like something we've seen before with a similar idea about robot uprisings, essentially. And then since I don't have that connection to Unreal Tournament, I think it's.
To be fair, I don't think there's going to be anyone who's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so nostalgic." Like, Unreal Tournament was like a PvP game.
Yeah.
It's like being nostalgic about, I don't know, like Call of Duty, like the story of Call of Duty. Like, there's only like been 1 or 2 campaigns of Call of Duty, and guess what? They've got 1 million Call of Duties. So, I think this is perfectly mid, in my opinion, because it is overdone story. Even the humans that were in there were forgettable. The robot was obviously the center of attention, but even he wasn't even like that interesting character wise. Like, I didn't see enough emotion from him. Yeah, you saw him like be rebellious, protect another robot, and put his arm up a lot, and be mad at the humans.
Yeah,
that's it.
There wasn't anything that stood out to me that was like, oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Nothing that was like, whether that was emotional or visually, like it still looked good. They all look amazing, but you need to have something that like stands out, and there wasn't really anything that stood out. There wasn't even really like a twist to the story.
Right.
It was kind of like, I kind of assumed this was what was going to happen. He keeps winning. And then
I was waiting for like a human to try to connect with them and be like, I see how you guys are being nothing.
So this was one of those that I kind of wished they took some of the time that they gave this one, because this was one of the longer ones.
Yeah.
I wish they would have taken maybe like 2-3 minutes off of this one and put it on something else, like the Mega Man one or the Sifu one.
Aren't they different studios? Or were they all the same studio?
No, they're all Blur Studio.
Oh, wow.
And so to me, it was like, that kind of is telling.
Yeah.
Not that it was bad, but to me, it lands in that C or B tier. Mm-hmm. Probably C if.
Yeah. So C is mid.
Yeah.
C is mid, pretty average. Where would you put it, Josh?
I think it's closer to B for me. Like in general, like I said, all of mine are like
On the more positive side.
On the positive side. So, but I mean, I do agree that it's something we've seen before. When I watched it though, I was still engaged of like, oh, cool. Like just visually the storytelling. But I mean, if you guys agree it's a C, I don't have a problem putting it as a C.
I think that's a C.
Yeah,
I think this
I'm
is
good
like
with
definition of C for me at least. Okay. Unreal Tournament.
C dog.
UT cut. What the heck? All right, sounds good. Next one is Warhammer
S.
40K. Oh, I thought you said.
This is amazing.
I thought you said.
You think so?
Yes, this one's amazing.
The Warhammer.
Yeah,
S tier.
absolutely
incredible.
This guy's just doing it 'cause he's No.
Tell us why it's
Okay.
S and why
First of all,
it's.
I'm not a Warhammer guy. I've never played the game.
But
never.
we know you're a Henry Cavill.
I'm a Henry
fan.
Cavill fan.
Yeah, we know
but
that.
here's the thing: the aesthetic reminds me of StarCraft.
Well, yeah.
So it reminds me of the Terran Marines. I've always thought that. So I loved the animation of this was awesome, but there was even the storyline, even though it was like subtle, but the whole thing about like the kid opening up and he's like, the guy talking about someone that had gone through so much pain, like I took him under my wing. They were awesome. Like when they drop down in there and they're killing everybody and doing it, it looked sick. But then at the end, when they drop lower into like when it's completely dark and it has like the blood splatter and all that kind of stuff, that was unique. That looked really cool. The animation was awesome. But at the end, I didn't know what was going on. Like, you're like, what's going on? Like this being is basically stopping time and
mentally
destroying them. That looked awesome. Mm-hmm. But then to have that story where he resists it and he's able to, because of all that he went through.
Well, they were saying that's a big reason why he's even there.
Yeah.
Is because he's so hurt. He can't be hurt anymore.
Yeah. And even the end where he's like,
sticks and stones.
At the end where he's like, not done yet, old man, or he has that line where he talks to him. Like, I just thought that was
the best line. The very last 10 seconds of that where he that was so bad A.
Yeah.
That was super bad.
But even like when they're going through
which is what I expect from 40K.
And he's got that box and it's, just the design of it was unique to me. I thought it was out of the first, because they dropped these in sets, like half of them and half of them. This was my favorite. Like, I thought that this one was amazing.
Wow. Going to bat for him.
For 40K. This is one that I thought it was cool looking, but again, for me, it's like your typical, look how bad these guys are.
It is.
Yeah, but what is that?
It is supremely generic. Like the story is generic.
Look at how they're a 4-man squad.
Yeah, but
that's all we need.
But this is, it's video games. Like,
video games.
How is that not?
Video games can have good story, dude.
No, but what I'm saying is when you're like, oh, it's a typical that. Yeah, that's what most of these are showcasing, how awesome characters are.
Yeah.
And how cool things they do.
I agree. I think for me, there were more stories that were more told in a more unique way, in my opinion. So I don't think it was S. I said B. Oh, it was good. I really enjoyed it. B, I could be convinced for A.
Okay. I think that, and actually have talked to a really big fan of 40K, one of my buddies from Canada. He's talked to me how it's just they throw around this IP everywhere and they've got a million different games, got a million different things. And the problem that he has, and I also do, is it's always been very generic. And it's hard to kind of relate to 40K. It's just kind of a thing that, and this is probably just me not knowing a lot about 40K, right? I'm going to admit that. But in this situation, it felt like I just wanted a little bit more, right? I needed a little bit more character investment. We had one character investment. That's it. And it was just see, look how much stuff he's been through. See, that's why he's so tough mentally. And he can't, he's made for this kind of a thing. And then boom, bad A. Everything bad A. So I can't make it. I cannot go S. That is
well, but here's
sure.
okay.
I cannot go S.
I'll have to push back a little bit because if we're gonna say that in the Dungeons and Dragons one, there was some development with some characters, but the other ones there wasn't any development. Like the dwarf guy, there wasn't really anything that you're like, oh, okay. So to me, it's like.
So I think the mage hated this guy's guts, was super sus of him. She had her own little mini journey. The paladin had a big journey of believing in him from the very get-go and being rewarded on that near the end and looking it through. And then also the protagonist, cleric guy, had
but that story's a little different. But to say,
I
know. But what I'm saying is,
there's only one thing.
What I'm saying, I said like there's other characters that had a little moment, but the focal point of this is the two characters, like from the beginning. And so to just say
such a tiny amount, though.
Yeah, but
90% of this was them fighting and looking bad A.
I know, but that's most of these things. Like in most of these things. And
they had the camp,
the run with this, the one with this though is the writing of this, even though it's showing like, all this action and all this cool stuff, which is part of the reason people are watching this show is to see something cool. That's why we watch cutscenes in video games and stuff like that is you get to do stuff that you can't really do in movies, right? You get to do some really cool action. This one was some of the best action and some of the best looking stuff and some of the most unique stuff. But also to have a moment where it opens with some mystery about who the kid is with the blood all over his face and all that kind of stuff. But then to have that go through and come around full circle and you realize, oh, that's the kid. And that whole moment. And then to be like, oh, everyone else got killed because of this, like the crazy animation there reminded me more of Diablo. Like that character looked like a character you'd see in Diablo. And then to have that thing of like, oh, he was the only one that was able to resist because of the hell he had gone through, to then have that moment at the end.
But it was so
to
obvious.
Me was like, that was really cool in a short amount of time to be able to do all that and tie it up nicely and not over explain things. I thought that was really well done.
I think it was just really straightforward, basic. That's the thing. So I'm not disagreeing that it is well done. It's just the story wasn't complicated. There was no interesting turn. Like, obviously, the whole time we're like, okay, they're emphasizing this guy having such a hard time and whatever. He was born for this. And it's like, obviously, it's going to be a key component. You know what I mean? Like, there's no twist. Where in the D&D one, you were like, oh, yeah, he's going to go. He's going to get it, cleansed. And, oh, there's an army after them. Oh, my gosh, like, whatever, blah, blah. And then even that, like, demigod dragon couldn't even take it. And then Tiamat came out. That was crazy. A little bit over your expectations. With Warhammer, exactly expectations. So that's why I can't give it an S. I'm not saying I can't give it an A. I just can't give it an S.
A is best I could do for you.
A is the best we can do?
Yeah, I'm like, I can't go S on that.
Boo.
Just so you know.
And hey, discussion online is saying that's what most people are saying. It's one of the best ones on here.
Good thing
discussion
I'm not
online.
Mindless follower. I make my own decisions.
Well, in life. I'm just saying, guys. You guys have an affinity for Dungeons and Dragons, so it's pushing it a little higher there.
What do you mean?
Well, you guys said yourself, you guys don't know much about Warhammer.
I mean, I paint Warhammer minis over there, bro.
Do you play the games?
No,
he is.
Okay.
But I have plenty of people I know.
I'm just
actually, I played the games.
I'm just saying, guys.
I played Warhammer Vermintide.
Just saying. All right. Next one.
Get out of here.
I'm gonna give it a B for butthurt.
Yeah, let's put.
You guys are the ones getting. You guys are the ones getting upset. Jeez, I'm just having my opinion here. Just having my opinion.
You're attacking my D&D, bro.
Hey,
back
baby.
off. Let's talk about.
Comments. Let us know.
Let's talk about a real S. Okay, Pac-Man, Circle. Oh baby, wasn't this the best one?
How upset is Jonah gonna be when I give this an S?
All right, Josh, tell me. Yeah, Josh, talk to me about Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. This was one. I know a lot of people were like, "What the heck was that?" But I really like this one because
I figured you would.
I like the animation was really well done. It was different.
Very. You did not expect that kind of a world,
right? And then I like
that was crazy.
What I like about it is that it's like what is a secret level episode about Pac-Man gonna be about? Right. You know what I mean?
Did anyone know? No,
exactly. That was crazy. So I like that they kind of like distilled down the concept of the game, and almost turned it into like kind of like a horror, like almost like that's like a Black Mirror episode. It was basically
like a Black Mirror.
So I thought, based on that, I thought it was just a really interesting way to take the story, essentially. So I thought it was interesting. I thought the animation was cool, and it was unexpected.
Oh, super! So, anything that they put out there, unless it was Pac-Man going around in a circle eating things, I was not going to be expecting.
So I really like this one. For as weird,
where are you feeling
different?
Where are you feeling your place?
You better not say A.
What's the criteria for A?
I think so you would watch again.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
But it's not to the degree of you want more of. You would recommend someone watching this one.
I would say, because I think it's an interesting experience. I think maybe based on the fact that I'm like, I don't know if I would watch more stories in this world.
Right.
It was more of a one-off, like, that was an interesting
cool
take.
Experience kind
I
of
like
thing.
that. I like that idea. I don't know if I need to see that idea fleshed out. So in that case, if that's the criteria we're going with, it's an S.
No.
Oh, sorry. I would
A or you B?
I'm bored. I could go either, to be honest.
It's got to be a B.
Be pushed down
it can't be A.
I'm at B level. It was an interesting concept, and I like that. And when you get a one-off Hail Mary opportunity like
and they
this,
announced a video game.
Yeah, they bounced the game off of it.
Yeah. When you get that, you kind of just use it to just try something. You either try something crazy or be accurate.
Yeah.
And I think this one, they just were like, let's just go crazy.
Yeah, I think based on the fact that I don't know if I necessarily would want to see more stories about this, I think for that reason it should be a B.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with it.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, B's fine.
B's fine? Okay. Anything you want to say?
John doesn't want to talk anymore.
You don't want to say anything about it?
Nah, Josh said enough.
Okay, Pac-Man. Yeah, that was kind of it was weird for me, just in general. All right, next one, Crossfire. Good conflict.
Crossfire.
I could put this at an F. I was not interested at all. It got boring. This is the one where they were like, we're the good guys, right? Where they're the two mercenaries.
Extraction. Yeah.
Animation was okay, but there were parts where I was like, some of the facial expressions, I was like, no, I didn't like this one. I wouldn't rewatch it. It didn't. I wasn't invested in anybody. They're trying to make you feel like bad for, we're the good guys. We're the good guys. At the end of the day, I was like, the guy with the briefcase was annoying. This one is I didn't like.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I think this one's an F. It was my least favorite one. I do think I thought the animation was actually really good. Like,
what?
I don't know about faces.
You mean the rain? The rain looked good.
The rain was crazy.
So you're just talking about like rendering,
right?
Like
rendering,
quality,
like even like I mean
detail.
The detail was crazy. Like
because their run animations were so bad, dude.
Like there were some shots like with the cars moving through that I was like, well, that looks real. You know what I mean? And then the fact that they constantly had rain like going, I was like, that's pretty impressive. Cool. Like I think that's impressive. Like as far as like CGI wise, but the story was like, definition. This is boring.
Yeah, I'm with you guys 100% F. The story just wasn't there. And I really got bugged by the animation. Like, there's like, I don't know, when you're animating stuff, there's a way to kind of like make it feel like gravity's there. There's weight. And everything felt really light and kind of like gravity was a little less. And so the movements and stuff were kind of just weird and it just bugged me. But really the main thing is the story for me. So Crossfire's going into the first one into F. Wow. Not a surprise. All right, next one. The GOAT himself, Armored Core. We got Keanu Reeves.
S.
S. That's okay.
I like this one. This one was one of those that, again, the animation is flawless, They do some really unique stuff, like especially in the action scenes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But the ending was unexpected for me.
I think this one was the most like an anime, and I loved it because of the open-endedness of it and in the intrigue that it left us with.
Yeah.
With the different pilots and stuff, and then the girl who's like guiding him, and like, yeah, they're not like us. They're not as good as us. And then like the red eyes and then fade out. It's like, whoa, dude, like you're in something.
They showed in the trailers, they showed that moment where the finger is poking and the hands coming out.
It's going to be such a
and I was like, that's going to be such a great thing.
Super anime.
And when it keeps going through and it keeps going through the face and it just pops it like I was like, I was not expecting that.
Really? I knew it.
And so, yeah, for me, it was one of those that I'm like, I don't think I would change anything about it. It kept me engaged through the whole thing.
And we had a mech situation with giant robots.
Yeah.
And it was about the human aspect.
Right. And I would totally watch another thing in that universe.
I would too. I would also put it at S as well. What would you do, Josh?
I think for me, it was a high A. I could put it in S. But yeah, I mean, thinking about it, I don't think there's anything I would have changed about it. Yeah, the animation was great. Even just like giving you the backstory of him of like, oh, he's different somehow. Yeah. Like, oh, they don't make him like him anymore. But yeah, same thing you said. I thought that was going to be such a nice moment of like, oh yeah, they're just like him. And he's like, man, they ain't no one like me.
Because he was like, I'm alone. They killed all my kind. Yeah. And then she's like, no, there's more of you. And he's like, there's no one like me. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, okay. And then she's like, it was kind of like she was using reverse psychology, right? Like you think she's trying to be like, yeah, you're not alone. And then she's intrigue. Like, yeah, you are, Yeah, well, crazy.
We're going to put it S.
Yep.
Wow. I actually wasn't expecting you to like that so much. That's awesome. And I'm not typically a big robot guy, like I do like Gundam, but yeah. Anyway,
I'm a sucker for mechs, dude.
Mechs. My coworker loves mechs. He makes them. Anyway, let's talk about the next one, The Outer Worlds.
I love this one too.
There's no way you're putting that S.
Why not?
He doesn't have enough body parts, bro.
Why not?
Why not us? Why not The Outer Worlds? I'll tell you why. Bro, I mean, it was okay. Like, I think it was an interesting, like, okay, like, you got the little love, and it was kind of lighthearted, but then it got twisted, and then as you went on, it was like, oh, like, it got more twisted as you kind of followed. So I think there was a little bit of depth on the story. Really hated the fact that his head was so big compared to his body. Their animation style was just kind of, it bugged me a lot. Like a lot of the guys had huge heads. I don't like big heads mods.
The girl was fine.
The girl was totally fine. Yeah. But all the guys in all the scenes had big heads. It's like 007. You put in the code and they'd all have big heads. It was weird. But no, I mean, okay, so let's critique. I'm putting it A personally because animation was great, models were great, story was interesting, but it's not something that I want them to pursue. I'm not interested in a full season of this or whatever. For me,
I really liked it because I thought it was funny at moments. I thought when he gets to do the testing and they pour this stuff on him and everyone else is screaming, he's like, what is this? What is this? He's like, 5 out of 10. And then he lifts up his hand. There's when he loses a finger. He's like, 4 out of 10. Like that kind of stuff.
You're more a fan of the cheese.
No. What I'm saying, like,
that's cheesy. And
no, but like, it was meant to be that way. Like this kid, the whole aspect of him. The other thing I really liked was the whole thing, like he can't lie and he's so honest about it. Mm-hmm. And I like the montage where he's trying to get the 75 bits and everyone else around him is dying. And it's kind of like this whole like, Mr. Magoo kind of thing where it's like, he's so dumb, but he's just so lucky. But
cheesy
to him, he's like, I'm just doing this because I thought the the interaction with him and the girl.
Why are you trying to dig so deep on this, dude? It's not that deep.
No, I liked it. I think it's good. If I'm supposed to watch something and I'm seeing the artistic side of it, I'm gonna go in deep. And what I liked about it was I liked that he had this whole thing like, you know, tale is all the time. The guy loves the girl doesn't really care about the guy. He's in the friend zone. But what I thought was really cool was he can't lie, he's honest, and then towards the end he starts to lie.
Yeah.
Right? Because he wants to pretend like he's okay. Like he starts to deceive for the sake of the girl that he loves, right? Mm-hmm. And so I thought that was, and then the end scene where he's got no limbs. He's done all this for her, right? And then I can't remember what the name of what has she become? The
Auntie something.
Yeah.
Auntie Clara.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, careful. There's an Auntie Clara on that. They're transporting the Auntie Clara on that ship. And he's like, yeah, I love the Auntie Clara. Like that to me was like at the same time heartbreaking. And at the same time, you're like, he's lied to himself to the point where he's gone through this whole thing. To me, I thought that was very unique, and that was really good writing.
I thought it was. I also enjoyed it. As soon as it started,
okay, go ahead.
I was like, this is going to be depressing. Like you knew right off the bat. I was like, this isn't going to end well. But yeah, I thought it was interesting having him as that character of like super like optimistic about everything, even with the terrible things that are happening to him. Like just having that character go through that. And then basically at the end, just completely breaking him. And yeah, the fact that they're like, there's nothing left of you to test on, you know, like
you're my favorite test. You're my favorite test subject.
I thought I enjoyed like the kind of dark humor side of it, but I think it also had more like depth to it. Yeah. I think.
So I think that the depth that you guys are talking about fell flat for me. I don't think any of the precursor stuff obviously doesn't justify his actions. He kind of like made it up in his head that she liked him because he was so lonely and he was desperate. But she never was like, I love you. I wish we could be together. No.
Yeah, but that's a tale as old as time.
No, that didn't happen. It was just he thought that. So for me, there wasn't enough investment. Like there wasn't like, oh my gosh, he turned into a horrible person even though they had something. Like there wasn't anything like that. It was just he thought he liked a girl, followed her blindly, did all this stupid stuff, and it was just like funny. It was just funny. And so at the end, when there's that moment, it was like, was I a bad guy? Did I become the bad guy? He's like, no, or whatever he said.
Yeah, he lied to her.
I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but that to me that was like the whole point. Like he can't lie.
I get that, but I'm saying there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, but that's the tragic.
It didn't like, my gosh, it's so tragic. Oh my gosh, no, he's an idiot.
It is though, but there's something.
Oh,
there's something
that's
about
like having a guy being like, oh, this girl broke my heart, but she never said she liked you, bro. You're delusional. You're delusional, bro.
But that's the tragedy of it. We're not going in and being like, oh, he's delusional. Yeah, we all agree that he's delusional because he went. When the lady's like, just lie to me and tell me that you didn't tear it down. He's like, I can't do that. Like, yeah, we know he's an idiot. Yeah. But that's the whole arc of the thing. Like, there's a line in there where she says, I need to become the Auntie Claire or whatever. And then he says, you're fine being just, what was her name? Anna or whatever. Or
Felicity, or something with an F.
You're closer to that, yeah.
But, like, he's like, you're fine just being... Like, that's all I want. Mm-hmm. And okay. I thought those lines were really done well. I thought the voice acting was probably the best out of all of them. And this one, like, he did a really good job. So to me, those things, even though, yes, it's like a kind of a simple storyline of like, boy falls in love with girl doesn't love him, doesn't reciprocate. Yeah. I know, but for them to be able to make a compelling story for me, it was like tragic. And at the same time, like that aspect, I mean, I'm good with putting it in A. I really liked it. It was on S here for me, but
I'm B. You guys are probably both A. Because I think it's the. Do you want to see more of this? Do you think they should make a lot more?
I like the world. I thought it was. What I liked about it was I thought it was.
I think it
was intriguing.
I think it's a one-trick pony.
But I'm saying like if we're gonna see more
stories,
like I said,
Outer Worlds.
I would like that world. That universe is intriguing to me. Maybe not the Amos is like he's sweeping. Like I'm not gonna see him. Like I'm not gonna see more of him. But that whole aspect of her becoming something, and that world is interesting to me.
Okay.
And I have no idea what the game's about.
I'm teetering on high B.
I'm B. You're high B.
Then that means it's an A. Because I'm automatically at an S. So I'm lowering down to an A. Josh is a high B. You're a low B. So we're going to split the average and make it an A.
Outer Worlds. Okay, Outer Worlds gets
There we go.
an A.
There we go.
Crazy.
Hey, let us know in the comments. Do you agree?
Yeah, hey,
A.
absolutely. Let us know. All right, next one, fan and also a family favorite character and thing and game in our lives, Mega Man. This was pretty short.
Yeah.
This was like the shortest one. Wasn't it like 7 minutes? Dude, I watched the credits were almost as long as the actual episode. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I think that's the only bad thing about this one is the length. I'm like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it just got started. Like, bro, where's this? We had a little set piece and that's it.
yeah. So I like the build up of like, oh, what's going on? Oh no, Dr. Wily's taking over the robots,
Bomb
Man.
And then like the story of him like, you're not ready. You're just Rock. You're just here to help out. You're not going to do it.
Help out.
And so I like that his first mission, and then when he's going through and the music starts playing a little bit.
I love that.
I was like,
was it when he was gearing up?
When he was
I knew it was slower though. It
was strings and like orchestra. It was that.
Oh yeah,
original song.
And then he showed up.
That.
And then
great song.
He showed up on the building, and I was like, and then the music started playing again, and I was like, yeah, and then it stopped, and I was like,
what? Huh. He should have landed and it should have gone.
So, did he get the Bomberman weapon? That's my question. Did he get the bomb gun?
He didn't. Yeah, he didn't look like it.
So that's kind of my issue.
Because he would have been that color.
We're talking about.
His underwear would have changed.
He hasn't. He didn't equip it.
Okay.
He doesn't need it yet.
So we don't know.
He doesn't need it yet. Next mission.
Maybe he didn't have the energy for it.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying. The animation looked awesome. The story was great,
dude.
The music was almost brought a tear to my eyes.
Nostalgia.
I was so disappointed that it ended right there. I was like, at least have him running through shooting pew 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 and then like slide over a thing and then have like I wanted it to be like 17 minutes long and it was like 7.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to
for
be
that
like
reason, alone, I have to put it at a B.
So oh man, I'm like the way you're gasping, man. I was almost gonna put it at a C. But it's the craziest one, though, because I'll settle on a B, but it's crazy because my two choices are B or S. Because if there was more of it, I bet I would have put it in S.
I'm the same way.
Which sucks. Because it's like, dude, you guys had something good and you guys just cut it short. That should have been the opener.
There's something.
Then let's get to business.
There's something about when you finish one of these episodes and you feel let down.
Yeah.
I can't put it higher than a B because I was let down because what we got was so good, but I was like, you didn't give us anything. Like you just teased us. And then
but what they teased you with was really good, wasn't it?
But
guys,
that's why I'm putting it.
We have to be honest with ourselves.
But that's why I'm putting it as a B.
There was nothing to the story.
Yeah,
it was so simple.
Exactly. See,
if we're
gonna say that about Warhammer,
we have to be fair.
Yeah, it's a B.
Then it's an A.
Don't let nostalgia take hold.
That's why I'm saying it's a B.
Bro, tell me past it's Mega Man and it looked good.
Okay, the reason because you're saying C, right? You're saying C.
I'm saying
I'm saying B.
Can settle on a B.
I'm saying B because I would love to see more. C means like mid, but B is like okay. In season 2, now give me a.
He's like you enjoyed it.
B, give me a 14. B. Give me 14 minutes.
I saying B so much.
Now that he's come down to that spot. Now in season 2, You give me him going after, Shark Man, Skull Man, Drill Man, Wood Man. Like, come on.
And Wiley.
Teaser
at the end.
So that's why I'm saying B.
You want to put him at A?
I still think this, as simple as the Mega Man story is simple. You know what I mean? But even still,
look how much
he
you
had
do with
those
Pac-Man.
moments where he was like, he's like looking at him and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like he's apologizing to him. And he's like, I didn't know I thought you weren't ready and you were here to help me.
Basic.
But I know this is your moment. You are Mega Man.
But we can't reward them giving us 7 minutes of Mega Man. We can't reward them doing that. Make it a B, and hope they listen to this podcast and give us 17 minutes in season 2. You hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, if we take the average, it's a B.
It's a B.
If we take the average of the 3, it's a B.
All right, we're going B.
Yes.
Dang, that's crazy.
It kind of blows my mind, though.
That's crazy.
It blows my mind, guys.
Shut up, bro. We got 7 minutes. You can't do anything in that time.
Yeah, sure you can. It was so good. How good was it?
I liked how he looked. It was dope. Sorry, but that's a B. That's good. That's good. For 7 minutes, that's pretty efficient. All right, next one. Exodus Odyssey. I'm trying to remember this.
This game's time travel.
Y'all are gonna get mad at me.
Yes.
Y'all are gonna get mad at me.
Oh man,
There's an S.
Bro, come on, bro.
This is why. This felt like Interstellar. This felt like Interstellar.
Oh my gosh.
This one was unique.
Nah,
yes,
man.
I was intrigued
She's
by
already
it.
old. She's already dead.
I was intrigued by it. I loved how it would give the age to be like,
it was cool.
5 years for Vic and then like 25 years for
Vic.
Ari or whatever. I liked, I'll say it right now.
Mari.
As a father, I was like, yeah. I can
just think about Pixel. Dude.
I can relate. I can relate.
Dogs already do that.
I can relate to the dad.
It's already happening.
Being like, yeah, I'd go to the ends of the earth just to see my child again. I thought it was emotional. I thought the animation was beautiful. It was unique. As somebody who doesn't know what this game is, as someone who doesn't even know what it is, I was like, I'm really intrigued in this. This is cool.
You're an A.
Why?
Is that what you are on this?
I am an S. I like this. I love this one.
I will say I really like this one.
Do you want them to continue this story?
I want to see more in that universe. I thought it was
you
unique.
Can see like prequel, like him and his wife or something.
No, we don't need to see them. His story was told, but I just think there was unique stuff with like the planet they go to with the tiger cheetah thing that was like wow, and then the god people, or like he surrenders himself to them. Then he's got this sweet suit that like takes over his body. That was unique to me. That was cool. There's different factions. I'm like, what is going on in this world? Whatever he brings at the end and gives, and she's like, oh, this is worth more than anything here. I thought that was cool. I was like, what is that? Like, what system of currency are we dealing in this galaxy?
It's an artifact.
I thought it was cool. I liked the planet where they're like, oh, they go there and they find these artifacts, and like, I'm like, what is that planet? What are they looking for? Is that a past civilization? Like, that was intriguing to me. There was enough intrigue thrown in there that I was like, this is a cool universe.
I think for me, it's an interesting story. I like the time dilation aspect of it. How they're, just like Interstellar, you're dealing with, different time warps and stuff like that. I thought the one thing out of the story that I was like, how does this make sense? Is that he surrenders to the Celestials, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we're gonna use you in the army.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that I was like, So it went from, it's an A.
Yep, I'm A for sure.
I'm okay with an A.
Yep.
I just like to make my stance known that it was an S for me, so that people in the comments can say, yeah, I agree with Jonah.
No one's in the.
I see you there. I see you in the comments. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Tiddlywinks 45.
This one's a funny one. Spelunky.
No.
No, just no.
It's a no.
What do you mean?
You
mean no? You mean F?
I have it here as a D.
It wasn't fun? Okay.
So it's between a F and a C for me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I didn't care for this one.
You disliked it?
Yeah, I disliked it. I didn't think it was clever. The animation was different, but it wasn't anything amazing to me.
I thought the animation was pretty good, actually.
I like the animation.
I like the style. I mean, it's kind of a little trying to be a little bit like Arcane a little bit, but I liked the spelunking animations while she's going through, and it's all kind of fun. And it wasn't deep. There wasn't any real depth to it, but maybe it was more of a comment on how we should always never give up. And maybe it's more of a self-reflection story. Maybe we should look at our own lives like a roguelike.
Yeah.
I like the idea that it was like a roguelike, and it was fun in that way that if you play the game, you identified with that, and you're like, oh, yeah, this is funny because you keep trying to beat the level, and she's like, yeah, have you noticed it's always different each time you go through? Yeah, it's procedurally generated, and so I think for me, because I like roguelikes, I give this a pass. I'm not gonna put it in the F zone, but I will put it exactly mid C.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I think a C's fair. I thought at least it was interesting, like to take the concepts of the game and then to play that out of like, hey, this is what this looks like. You know what I mean? Like her just trying over and over again. You had a little bit of a story with her and the other character of like, oh, I left this for you. This is how many times I've actually died. The whole time you think she's only died a couple times or whatever. But yeah, just that idea of like, keep pushing through. I think C's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. I'm surprised. Good. All right. What's the next one? Honor of Kings. Yeah.
Concord, right?
Oh, I skipped one. My bad. I can't read. Concord.
This is a game that was out for 2 weeks and then got the plug pulled.
Which is crazy that this is even part of it. It's actually crazy.
I didn't care for this one much.
I agree. This was a similar. I was mostly curious because I was like, oh, this is the game that got canceled.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah,
it was like the bounty
they
hunter.
save the pilot, the captain, and then the guild comes after him. Animation was cool. Animation was cool, especially in the one like the void or wherever where it was like that looked cool.
Yeah,
the story was. I didn't care about any of the characters. Like they were fighting, and then the guy that you think he's going to betray the captain and ends up not doing it. It was. I put it mid.
I put it mid as well. 100%.
Yeah,
I don't think it deserves F.
No.
I think it had story beats, and stuff like that, and it was good, like animation.
Yeah,
it just wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
It was exactly mid. We've seen it all before.
Yeah.
Even that alien character, it looked like a character from Arcane and other characters I've seen. Whatever, man. Concord, you're mid. All right, now Honor of Kings.
It's an A or an S for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
This one felt unique to me.
Was it just because of the world or what?
The world was unique. Yeah. Even how it opens up where he's like, the city killed my parents. Like that, I was like, okay. Yeah. And seeing how the city was moving and not knowing what was going on. And then when he goes in, the being looked awesome. The animation of like the metal, like robot thing was really cool.
Yeah.
How he started talking, like you can't change anything. I know what you're going to do. When he puts the mirror and he's like, this is like 3 seconds or 2 seconds before. And the animation that they're doing that where it's actually exactly like that was really cool. He's like, I can push this up to a week. Like that was just really unique to me. And then then he starts telling the whole story and then the whole reveal, like, well, show me how my parents died. Like it was clever writing. I thought it was good storytelling. And then the action parts where the earthquake opens up, the demons come up and they're fighting. There was some really cool stuff when he kicks the sword. Like I just thought really good animation, a unique storytelling. So to me, because of that, and the music was really good too. And then what
about the voice acting? What do you guys think about the voice acting?
I liked it. I liked it. The one thing I didn't like the look of the main character as much. I felt everyone else looked like he looked
He looked a little out of place.
He
looked almost anime when everything else.
Anime.
Yeah.
But everything else, all the other characters were like actual, like normal people.
That threw me off.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I mean,
and his hair especially. But then when he wins and he becomes like he fit more in that world, which was kind of interesting. And then I liked how it ended with like it going out and then being like, oh, him then going to the other side. So it's kind of just like, oh, it's happening over again. Like you're just in a simulation. I thought it was really unique and really cool.
I thought the story was very unique. It was very intriguing. I was surprised throughout the story. At every new reveal, I was like, oh, it's happening to the town live. What the heck? Oh, that's what happened with his parent. There was a lot to it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty neat. I was very creative. I could put it high. What about you, Josh?
I thought it was really good. I think I'm probably A or high A.
S. Might as well. We might as well. If you're a high A and I'm an S and Corey's an S.
I think I
didn't say S.
You said I could
high,
put it really high.
I think it was I do think it was really unique.
It's true.
Out of all the stories,
it is super
really
unique.
Man. Yeah, just conceptually.
I think there is a reality where I'm like, oh, I would like to see what else. What other stories can we tell in this?
And here's a question. Is there something that when you see it, you're like, oh, I didn't like that? Besides the like his look being a little off. But I'm just like,
no.
to me, that feels like a nitpick, right? Because I'm still like, I don't know. I like how it opens with the parents being like, close your eyes, don't move. And then we get the reveal of what happened and them fighting and going down with the city, like that. I just thought the storytelling for something so quick was like concise to the point. It hit you.
All right. I'll go S.
Them. Yeah, there we go.
Gosh, dang it. Too many up here. No, it's good though.
Not enough.
It's good.
We should add a Warhammer up there.
It's a All right, last one. Playtime.
F. This is the worst one.
It's
Josh. Go to bat for it.
I can't.
He's disappointed because he was like Kratos, and then This
is the problem with this one. Is that we saw Jin Sakai.
This is the Sony
We
one.
saw Kratos in the trailer, and we were like, oh, dude,
sick.
There's going to be a Ghost of Tsushima one. It's going to be freaking amazing. Oh, there's going to be a God of War one.
I think that's a big reason why I'm rating it so low. Because
Exactly.
I felt like I was misled so strongly.
So
it was lame too.
It's messed up, bro, what they did to us.
The whole
It ain't right, Sony.
storyline of it was just like, really, this is what we're doing? And was Kevin Hart the robot? It sounded like him.
I think it was Kevin Hart.
Get him out of my video game movie stuff. Get him out of my stuff.
How much did they spend on him for that?
I don't know, but I'm seriously like, really? Jumanji, Borderlands. What else is this guy going to ruin?
C is mid, right?
C's mid.
You got to go F. You have to. There's nothing redeemable about this.
I thought it was really fun. I actually did find it funny when she was like, oh you're going to unlock this sweet skin. And it's like, that's burnt orange.
Yeah,
I thought that was a funny joke.
So one funny joke makes it not an F? I don't think so.
Yeah, it makes it mid. No, I think I have to give it an F just on the basis that the lack of like what could have been. You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like you have all these cool characters. You've got the Shadow of the Colossus dudes, and you're like, they're all just cameos. You don't even see Jin. He's just walking around in the background.
It
and
also
Kratos just like,
nah, man.
Yeah.
It also didn't look good. Like as far as
I
like
disagree.
As far as like
Ready Player One look good.
No, but I'm saying like as far as like
Like-
when you've seen these other ones that I'm like, man, that was a really cool aesthetic. That was a cool look. This one's just like, man, it's a bunch of cars. You're riding a bike, and then when she turns into like the motorcycle, I was like, not a unique design. Like it just to me. Or the bots that then end up turning out bad. It's like, they don't look cool. They don't look threatening. It was a letdown, especially to end with that one. It's like, that's the one you should have opened with. That's the one you should have opened with. Cause then more people
in the middle somewhere.
Because then to end on that, I was like deflated, I just was. Because Concord was before this one too, right? The last two I didn't like.
Two before, yeah.
It was two before because the Kings one was after. It was Concord.
You didn't like Spelunky and Concord, and then it was Honor of Kings.
So
I'm ending with Honor of Kings. I was like, this one's sick, and then I come to this.
In reality, they should have just ended with Honor of Kings. So
get out of here. It's
a big miss by Sony.
I mean, okay.
I'm not even sure after watching that if I want a season 2.
So looking at the list, okay, we've only got 2 that are Fs. So Crossfire and Playtime, okay, and we got 3 that are C: Unreal Tournament, Spelunky, and Concord. All the rest are positive. In our books, they're really a lot. We have a lot in A. We have 5 in A, 3 in S.
We should have a 4th in S.
You want a 4th in S.
Let me know in the comments.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll do my best to put up our tier list on YouTube so you guys can kind of see what we're working with. But I don't know. I think overall positive. I know this series of shorts has gotten a lot of crap online.
I don't get that.
I don't understand it either because you got to think about how long these are. They got 10 minutes to basically tell a story that's supposed to engage you and interest you in this IP. It's like, bro, good luck.
And I think most of them were successful in doing that.
I think so too, especially based on our list. Obviously, we
IGN gave it an old 5.
IGN is stupid.
5s are such a cop out. Dude.
IGN is dumb. They just are.
Agreed, 100%.
I did like. Yeah. I saw a lot of people also, like another person that reviewed it was like, just almost seemed like kind of like propaganda, like marketing. I'm like, well, yeah,
that's what it is.
That's what it is. But also, IP. Like they're telling a story. Like anyway, like I saw that for the New World one.
Propaganda for a story.
Well, yeah.
Here's the thing.
Isn't that just advertising?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here's the thing.
Like when you get a book, it has the the teaser thing of like the quick little. Here's what the story is. This is why you should buy it. Anyway.
Well, the dumb thing for me is like, are you
reasonable?
Are you looking at like again, like when I watch this, I'm like, man, it's a piece of art. Like you got people working on the story, you got people working on the animation, you got like everything that goes into this to make a concise story, to make you feel something in 14 minutes, to compose the music, to do all this kind of stuff. It's like,
and
it's a piece of art.
Yeah.
And I don't think we stressed enough on that. The fact that this is all one studio.
Well, yeah,
that's really awesome.
And to me, it's just like, hey, like you're not. What do you want? Like it's not going to be a full like campaign of a video game. Like it's going to take aspects of it and tell a story. Yeah. Because it's an anthology series. Mm-hmm. It's not meant to be like, oh, let's do season 2 and continue it. It's like, no, they're telling standalone stories that are inspired by these games, that are a tribute to these games, that are to show appreciation for the fans. And you just got to enjoy it. And if you don't, it's like, oh, well, it was still cool. They still put some work in it, but it's not for me. Mm-hmm. Like the standard of like, this is trash. Like, I just don't get it. It's so over the top.
This isn't as good as Arcane.
Yeah, right. It's like well, yeah, because
hours of content for Arcane. And also, we don't know the creative process, right? We don't know who's writing these stories. If it's coming from Pac-Man's marketing team, hey, you guys have to do these things.
Put that cherry in there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's a lot of things we just don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. Working creative stuff like that with like big companies, that happens a lot. So who knows? But I think overall it was really good. And I enjoyed it. And wow. I mean, they're all pretty short, so you can watch them.
Yeah.
You can watch them in a sitting, just one sitting or 2 sittings, easy.
Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm excited for season 2. I'll be curious to see what new IPs we get in there.
Some Nintendo.
I swear if there's another just generically Sony one, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah.
It better be a Ghost of Tsushima one. That would be sick. Just standalone. That'd be dope.
Yeah, or if they did a God of War one, but like actually give us a standalone, one character from PlayStation instead of just...
I feel like a game like that is tough to do because the game already tells such a good story. Yeah. Or does it just mean that it's easy? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that means that it's like pretty easy because you already have a built-in fan base that's like, oh, I want to see another. Yeah. And at that point, it's just like, oh, here's a cutscene.
Right.
And you're like, oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I would have liked to see it, but We'll see.
Yeah.
And if there's a new world, if there's another new world one, I'll freak.
That's the best one. That's the best one.
Well, that's going to do it. Make sure you check this out. Corey's going to put it on YouTube. It'll be on our podcast feed. We're on YouTube. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok until it gets banned. We're on X. Let us know what you thought. What was your favorite episode? If you agree with me that...
New World?
Warhammer should be S tier. Let us know. Please let Corey and Josh know that they messed it up. But we'll be back next week with more of the Nerd Age Podcast. See you later.
See ya.